They got cut out getting it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, I thought it was my internet, but
no, it's always. I don't understand. I keep doing it. I don't understand why. I really don't. Maybe, I think it's just high pitch.
Maybe the yo is too long.
maybe. No, because back when oh my god, we're talking this in the stream because my own. Okay, I'll keep reading. But back when we were back when I was recording with Jake, when it came to the DCU remake videos, he originally was going to do some high-pitched voices, yaga, but it couldn't be picked up. And I think it's literally OBS, so there's some kind of settings OBS just to change it around, and I don't know how to change it. But anyways, that's enough about that. What is good, everyone? It is your boy Jay Diggy back with another podcast video. I know, these podcasts are coming left and right these days. Last time, I don't remember what podcast would be last time, but right now, we are going to be talking about a movie. A movie that was hyped in the beginning, but it became into an absolute disaster of a film. And that is Wonder Woman 1984. Now, with me today to discuss this movie, we have the following. Parzival.
Hey guys, what's up? Thanks for having me back on, J Diddy.
And Radin.
Hello there. Thanks for having me.
Yes. It's okay. It's alright. But yeah, overall, that's pretty much is it in terms of how we're gonna let's just start. Alright, let's just start. So who wants to start off?
Okay, let's start with what were your general opinions before it gets in depth? What are your what do you think in general about it? JD already said that he hated it.
Lord have mercy on me. That's what I thought.
I'm really lukewarm on the movie. I can enjoy it in a very cheesy way, as cheesy entertainment. But I do recognize I recognize all the problems with it. So I agree. I'll agree with the problems that you guys present, but they didn't bother me that much. But I do recognize that they're there.
Yeah, I think mine was a bit similar. I enjoyed the movie, at least the first hour of it. The second hour really bored me, but in terms of plot, it just has too many issues to for me to say it's good. I don't hate it in terms of enjoyment. It's awful in terms of quote-unquote objective film criticism.
For me, it was a disaster. Lord have mercy on my soul. That thing was I don't understand. That's the thing I don't understand. The same director, Patty Jenkins, directed the first film. Cause I think she said that she was writing this film, but didn't write the first film. And I think Parzival said that she wrote before. She wrote other films that were good, but this one is bad. I don't understand what the hell is happening. I really don't understand how they screwed this up.
I want to support Patty Jenkins, and I want to say it was mainly studio interference, but I don't know the full story. She didn't, and that's right. She didn't. I'm just double checking here. She did not write the first film, but she does have a writing credit on this film.
Yeah, of course, and no offense to Patty Jenkins, I think she's a great director, but I think in this one maybe it was I don't know, studio interference, because I think she wasn't the only writer here, and I don't think every director can make bad movies, but yeah, this one didn't do it. And it's the first Wonder Woman, of course, had issues with the third act. It's just painful to look at because it's all gray and explosions, but yeah, this one was very disappointing compared to that one.
Similarly, the third. I mean, we'll get into it later, but this film had a similar problem with the third act.
Oh, wait. I feel like at least I felt like the first one was good until the ending.
This one was even worse.
This one
This one was bad throughout.
wow.
Yeah.
But now I got my general thoughts.
Okay. That's some of the general thoughts. Let's go into the first issue that I had with the film, and that's that it completely ignores the previous DCU continuity. So, if you know me, you know I don't like really Zack Snyder's DC films.
The war is back. Is it still going on? I'm pretty sure it still is.
Yeah, I've reached the point where like don't want to. I used to like hate Zack Snyder. Now like no, I don't hate him. I just don't like his movies. But it's what this movie did was ignore that. It's like so at the end of Batman v Superman, Wonder Woman basically says, "Oh, I want to do a Gal Gadot impression, but I'm not gonna do that." She said basically, "I walked away from mankind after like 100 years ago, after like the events of Wonder Woman." But in this movie, when you like start off, she's actively like an established superhero. She like kind of hides it with like breaking the cameras and stuff, but what
Wait, she
happens
broke
in
the
ending,
cameras?
like
Yeah, I know what he's talking about. Like she does take precautions to like conceal her like presence and identity, but it's not like people will just forget that someone saved them. Like I'm pretty sure I haven't seen the movie since I watched it, but since when it came out. But I'm pretty sure she like didn't she give a speech in front of like a large audience that basically saved the world.
Oh, at the very end of the movie?
Yeah, when she was trying to convince people to
it's like did you forget
renounce their wish?
Yeah, you forget that like 30 years ago this woman like gave a speech that saved the world from a wish stone, or like what unless they do something in like Wonder Woman 3 which is like everyone forgets, which already sounds like an awful premise, but
or they just do a flashpoint and they just reboot the entire thing.
and it's like I looked up some like tweets, and like Zack Snyder said that basically what he was doing was like he tried to basically match his like the story of his God to work with the continuity of Wonder Woman 1984, and like that poor dude, he's basically getting to make his movie, which is like good for him, but the rest of like DC movies are just ignoring what he did before. It made me kind of feel bad for him, but that's like not that's an issue with like the basically the DCEU as a whole. But like not a film, it doesn't contradict I think the first Wonder Woman, which is if we're looking at it as a standalone thing, I don't think this is a big issue, but as a universe as a whole, it doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, that's true. I agree.
Yeah. And it's not even like basically even if nobody remembered Wonder Woman like in BVS, her arc in that was like to come out and become a superhero again. But she was already a superhero. Like, did you forget that you like basically saved so many people? And it's like, and it's not like she exactly said 100 years ago, so it wasn't like she gave up after Wonder Woman 1984. She gave up after Wonder Woman like 1. Which is, I can't get behind this. It's a big issue. I know DC is like just ignoring that at this point, but it still creates a problem. What are your thoughts on that?
My thoughts, honestly, is that the continuity has been has been messed
look
up
at-
for like long time. Cause like, here's the thing, like Rating said, like literally at this point, they're pretty much trying to ignore what Zack Snyder did. And
Yes, like look at something like Shazam, which is like it didn't like have it didn't like it basically referenced the previous movies in a way without like having those characters, except they had the Superman at the end.
yeah.
Oh
Basically,
yeah.
And I think that's the way they should have done it. And this is I think something that's a problem, even though you may not like take issue with it. Is like the 1980s setting barely like comes into play. It's like called Wonder Woman 1984, but move it to like after Justice League, and like just have a throwaway line about like the Justice League, and and you could make the exact same movie.
Yeah, that could probably work actually.
Yeah, and it's like it's basically this 80s nostalgia way to basically. It's like I don't even think it's as interesting as the World War One setting from the first movie.
Like the thing with Wonder Woman, when it comes down to it, is that because she has lived for a long time, she has the opportunity to see her as a character in different time periods. However, this could have been good if not for the fact that after World War One, she disappeared from the scene. Like, I get that was the point for BVS, and I think they kind of said Wonder Woman 1 as well. But like,
Yeah.
it's hard to really say, because here's the thing, like, okay, if you want her to be hidden, you could potentially just have it where she focuses on like the Greek pantheon stuff with Wonder Woman, like those storylines. But even that's also like hard to do. Like it kind of varies, because like I've been recently reading some Wonder Woman comics, and like there's like some stuff that happens where the Greek pantheon is involved. But sometimes there are times that she just runs into Flash, or she just runs into Batman, for example, and they help out, or they have some kind of argument or some shit like that. With her, I just realized I went off topic there for a moment. But the whole point is that, like, if you want to use her in different time periods, it has to be done intelligently, because of that line in BVS.
Yeah, and it's like the only way I can see them justifying that is either like Flashpoint to fix this mess, which is more likely, or like Wonder Woman 1984, Wonder Woman 3 is basically a plot where everything gets reset, like their memories get wiped out of what happened in 1984, which is why she remembers it that way, which I already said. It's awful.
Yeah, I'm like trying to think of her villains right now. I don't think, like, I mean, maybe the Olympic guys, maybe. I mean, I don't know if they're full abilities like that, but like the other people, I don't think they have the ability to like wipe out her memory like that. I don't think. I mean, there might be someone I'm missing.
They could make up a magic stone that can do anything.
Oh my god. Oh lord. Alright, let's actually move on.
Yeah, and
To
it's a good segue to the stone, which is the biggest, I think, issue with this movie. So, I already, this movie, I think, leaked online. I didn't really check them out, but I read something about a magic stone that can grant wishes, and I think it was last year. And I already put it together. That's like, oh, that's how she gets Steve back, and she realizes that it's not right, and then she has to give it up, and it's like this really predictable and generic story of don't be careful what you wish for. This is not necessarily bad, but it's just so played out, and I don't think it needed to be in this.
I feel like the stone was a dumb idea. I think it was not. I feel like the fact that this stone, like, cause okay, let's just say from the villain standpoint, you're trying to use the stone for the villain. Cause
Like,
correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm pretty sure in the comics. I mean, I know this has been retconned multiple times, but I'm pretty sure the way Cheetah became Cheetah, I'm pretty sure she got cursed by some god or something like that, right?
There has been multiple origins. I think the first cheetah was like dressed as a cheetah, and yeah, I don't really know, but I think one of her origins was like it's a curse from basically the gods.
Yeah, she was like cursed by the gods, and then Wonder Woman was involved.
Yeah, that's like and Maxwell Lord in the comics, his basically power is Lex Luthor, but he can mind control. Anyway,
Yeah. Oh my god.
yeah, and it's so it's already a change that instead of like mind control, he can like grant wishes, or like he can use the stone. It's like I think the villains in this movie.
Wait, hold on, before I get to the villains. Yo, Parzival, you got anything to say about the stones?
I mean, the stone, it's just a convenient plot device. Like, it helps. It's basically a MacGuffin. It's what drives the plot. I mean, that's basically what the whole story.
It's like
the entire movie is based on her trying to get the stone from Maxwell Lord.
Like it's like the definition of a plot device. Nothing. It's also
They even got the one shaman to explain it and give it a backstory.
Yo, the exposition, dude.
The exposition.
Yo, isn't there like a thing in like Viking, like if like a story gives out exposition, you normally don't want to do that. Like it's like you want to show, not tell type of thing.
Yeah, exactly. You don't want to have too much exposition.
Tiring action training.
Plot device, because I think the explanation of how Steve Trevor came back in another guy's body is that the stone can't like summon a guy out of the dead. It's like it has to be something logical, but then it's contradicted because it creates a fucking I'm sorry.
It's okay. Sorry for mature, anyways.
Okay, yeah, it creates a fucking wall around like I think the desert out of nowhere. So it's like it's either one or the other. And I've seen people say, "Oh, it's like basically it's a superhero movie. It doesn't have to make sense," which is a really that's
a poor excuse. That's a dumb excuse.
It's like basically like an issue with Spider-Man 2. I love that movie. It's like my favorite movie of all time. But the issue is that is like how Spider-Man punches Doc Ock and like throws him out of the window, and he hits a car. Whereas like the taxi, there's a dent in it. And it's like, how did Doc Ock like not get knocked out? And it's like, oh, it's a superhero movie, but he doesn't have an established means of surviving such like massive damage. Just like I'm getting off topic, but that's a very poor excuse of bad writing.
That's true. Like there's always like the things that, like, for example, Superman. When it comes to the amount of damage he could take, they have shown that he could take a lot of damage. And and the limit to his damage to like a certain point will be like when he fights someone like Darkseid, for example. Where Darkseid would, like, demolish him. I'm sorry. If it's like true Darkseid, demolish. But anyway, I'm talking about
Yeah.
the true one, not the normal one. The you know the true one. You know that whole shit, right? Where it's like that's not really dark side, except puppet or some shit like that.
Yeah, what was that? That's a podcast for another time because I don't know what. But yeah, just the stone is like a very poorly written plot device, which leads us to Steve Trevor, which is the second worst thing in this movie.
Oh lord.
Oh lord, exactly. So basically, what they did is this is like, let's pretend BBS.
Well, I think I can sum it up perfectly. It's a human rights violation.
He's right though. No, you have points. Oh, I think I accidentally wrote something. Never mind. Yeah, I was saying. So, what they did with this, let's pretend BBS never happened. So, it's been like, almost 67 years since Wonder Woman 2017. And it's, and Diana is a superhero, and we already went over that, but that's, like, not right. But she's, like, even 67 years, she's already, like, not depressed, but grieving because of Steve, which is, I'm not saying it's impossible, but it's 60, wait, what's 1984 minus 18?
No, you're right. You're right. Your maths is right.
Yeah, it's like, it's 67 years and she's still not with that. And I'm not saying it's impossible, maybe she loved him just that much, but
it's just highly unlikely.
Yeah. And it's like, that's already the premise of her character arc. But she's like sad and she hasn't moved on. And then she like gets to touch the stone and she wishes for Steve to return. Maybe like subconsciously. Yeah, I think she did subconsciously. She didn't actually say it.
Wait, I know this is a dumb question. This might be a dumb question, but since the first Wonder Woman ended after World War One, what did Diana do during World War Two? Did she just like?
That's the thing, we don't know. Because originally, with the continuity, we thought that, okay, she never came back, but now with 84, it changes things, so, I don't know.
Wherever you died, wherever you went, like, I know so many people died. That's already a problem. Yeah, this is a problem with superhero movies, like in shared universes in general. Like, why did, if Diana in this like new continuity where she hadn't gave up, where was she during like Man of Steel when like Zod and Superman were like killing people and like buildings were going down? Of course it made sense in Zack Snyder's movies, but it doesn't make sense now. It's like, it's the same problem of why basically like why didn't Iron Man come and help in like Captain America the Winter Soldier? Like, that's a problem on its own.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, but that's like yeah, I get what you mean. It's like what other people were doing while something else was happening. Because here's the thing, I could say like well, Winter Soldier aside, but like I'm not gonna talk about that, but like for the other DCUs, like I feel like what they could have done is that when they have a problem, right, and it's like some kind of bad situation is happening, it shouldn't be pretty much for the solo films. It shouldn't be like a global thing, like a global problem where like the entire world is affected. However, there are exceptions to that, like if you get into the magic side, like.
It's obviously like 1984, so it's not like a problem that the Justice League doesn't show up because they're not formed yet.
I mean, but just to say, Marvel is usually pretty good with addressing why certain heroes like don't jump in.
Yeah, I think recently, or like again off topic, but it's like in Spider-Man: Far From Home. It's like Peter says like, "Where's like Doctor Strange, Captain Marvel?" And it's like they're like off-world. They're doing their own thing. Is it alright? But Mysterio's plan like wouldn't work if any other Avenger showed up other than Spider-Man. Like, because his take was illusion, and like what would happen if actually Thanos came down and Mysterio couldn't do anything because all he was doing was like a facade. But that's again, I'm getting off topic.
Yeah, but like I feel like overall, like I feel like Marvel handled it way better compared to DC. Like what Parzival said, like it's the problem is kind of there, but it's not a big deal.
Yeah, and in this movie it's like 1984, so it's more acceptable than if it took place in the present day. It was like all they have to say is like a throwaway line of like Justice League are like in space and like the Watchtower, they're doing something.
Yeah, exactly.
I think I can figure out a good way to connect what we're talking about to what we were talking about before with Steve Trevor. The thing about Steve Trevor's storyline is that, and what makes it so disturbing, is the explanation the writers try to give to justify it. Like they justify because they address what the audience is thinking. They're like, wait, if he's back, then do people around Diana see Steve Trevor's face, or do they see someone, or do they see that guy's face?
It's like Twitter. I'll get to this later. Also, one nitpick before I continue with Steve Trevor. I just really wanted to say this. Maxwell Lord says, "I want to become you, the stone." Why doesn't he turn to the stone?
That's actually true. Like, what made him get all his power instead of just turning to the stone?
It's like he turned into a stone in the chair and he couldn't move. He was like stuck there.
Okay, I can sort of excuse that because maybe he was just subconsciously thinking, transfer his powers to me. But I know, but he verbally said, "I want to become you." So yeah,
well, like again, we've been getting off topic. So basically, Wonder Woman, like Diana wishes for Steve to come back. Then like, oh, Steve is back. And what's really like unnerving about this is that this guy is not like Steve coming back out of nowhere. It's not like his actual body getting resurrected. It's like the stone made his soul or subconscious or whatever it is go and possess this random guy who probably had a life and something like that, and possess this guy. And then it doesn't like Diana never. It's never a conflict that's, oh, maybe what we're doing with this guy's body is wrong. And then like it shows that they're like Diana and this guy who Steve was like possessing slept together, and it's like the implications of that are awful because Wonder Woman basically had sex with this guy without his consent.
Permission.
And it's awful, and I've seen people say that it's okay because it's a superhero movie or because the movie doesn't address it, and it's like it's awful. I tweeted something like, I think as a joke, the picture of him in the ending, he was like standing there and it was like snowing. I was like, he doesn't know like Wonder Woman like R-worded him.
Oh my god.
Yo. And like everyone came at me.
I'm not 100% sure if this is the right term for it, but is this sort of like what gaslighting is when you gaslight a person, or like sexual?
I have no idea.
It's like when you psychologically manipulate someone, I think.
Gaslighting definition. Let's see. Example might be your parents. If your boyfriend knows that you're very close with your parents and he tries to disturb that relationship, it could be gaslighting. He might try and poison the way you feel about them by creating lies. Maybe he'll say that your mother told him something upsetting. No, I don't think that's...
No, I don't think that's it.
No, I mean, there's the aspect of memory, so... I don't know. I just thought of it. Probably doesn't apply.
Yeah, but it's still like an awful thing that Diana did that to that guy, and at the end of the movie, she meets him and like she gives him a smile. I've seen a meme. It's basically like the guy's like, "Hey, how are you doing?" It's like, and Diana's like, "Hey, by the way, I had sex with your body, with my boyfriend who was possessing your body," and it's like, wait, what? And
like it's weird because like if she did it with him, right? When she did it with him, and then like Rating said that people were just like saying, "Oh, it's okay, it's a superhero movie." But that's the thing. It's a superhero movie. She's a hero. She's a hero. They do good things. This isn't like The Boys from the show The Boys from Amazon Prime.
I could like see that happening if it was like, I don't know, I forgot the character's name.
Homelander?
Like if it was like Stormfront from The Boys, I would forgive it if it was that. But this is like Wonder Woman, and it's like the movie wants us to think she's heroic. It's not like it's not presented as an actual character flaw. Like, and I think I've changed my mind about this. Batman killing in BBS is like an actual character flaw, even though I don't like it. It's like the point that he's like lost his way. It's not even addressed that Wonder Woman did this awful thing in this movie. I don't think Patty Jenkins even noticed it, or like the writers who put that in. It's like, this gives me a headache talking about it. Let's move on.
I mean, we can move on because we can talk about the villains. We can talk about it the whole time, but there's nothing further that we could say that other than that it's awful, it's despicable.
And if the genders were swaps and it's like a male hero,
oh my god, it would have been a nightmare all over social media.
Everyone would have lost their mind.
Yes, they would have. Oh, there's something to go on bring. But we gotta talk about the villains first. We need to talk about the villains. I need to specifically talk about Chia first. So, speaking of villains, let me just start this off. Chia, she started out good, and then she became like a side character, which is like
just copy of like Electro from The Amazing Spider-Man 2 and Michelle Pfeiffer. It's like
it's literally the same storyline between Cheetah and Electro. They literally have the same character. They have the same character traits.
It's like they did Syndrome and The Incredibles. They did it with Jim Carrey's Riddler. They did it with like, I don't know, the guy from Iron Man 3. They did it with, I don't know, The Amazing Spider-Man 2, and now this. It's like, it's not even that interesting of a concept.
Like, the thing is that, like,
with The Incredibles.
Like, I feel like the thing with this is, like, Chia is like, my whole issue with Chia, well, besides the CGI costume, what the hell that shit was, that was, wow. That was a, what was that cat movie? That, you know, the cat musical movie that came out?
Cats. It was just like
that. It was just like that. I didn't even watch it. I just looked at the trailer and I saw that shit on an airplane, dude. I literally saw that shit on an airplane. I was like, hell no. But
it's like, and they did it in like night time, so the CGI wouldn't be as visible,
Noticeable.
And it's like one thing I can give this movie is that every action sequence aside from that one is acceptable. It's not that bad.
But it's not amazing.
It's not really good, but it's okay. But this one is like you can't see anything. It's
like Game of Thrones, the third episode.
Oh yeah.
The last season of the third episode.
Right.
I haven't seen Game of Thrones.
Oh, I mean, I don't know if I could recommend it now. Honestly,
I mean, there's not much of a spoiler. There's just a battle that's very hard to see for the exact same reason. It's too dark.
I could watch that show, but I heard it ends really badly. So what's the point to watch?
Read the books. Read the books, man. Just read the books. But the whole
books are painful. Who do you think I am? Do you think I'm a nerd? I mean, I am, but yeah. So like the main issue with Cheetah, I was fine with her at first. So it's a good premise that she's like this person with a good heart, and she wishes to become like Wonder Woman. She wishes to become popular and like stronger, and basically, and then she loses her like basically humanity because of that. That's a great premise there. Until the very end, where she's like, she pulls up, I don't want to be a human anymore. I want to be an apex predator. And she like, first of all, why doesn't she turn into a veil? If it's like an apex predator. Second, that like why? Aside from the fact that they wanted to make her into Cheetah for like a CGI battle. It's like, I think this is an issue with DC as a whole. See what they did to Aquaman, where Black Manta was there for just one fight. And then
I feel like Black Manta should not have been the pillar. Like, I feel like what they should have done with that movie is that they should have just shown, like, you know, Black Manta's dad died and just left it there and don't have him show up at all. They should just focus on Om, because the thing is that later on in the comics, Om, I don't know why I'm saying Om. Oshimaster, I don't know why I'm saying Om. Oshimaster and Black Manta work together a lot. They work together a lot. So like they could have, like they could have built that relationship over multiple movies.
Yeah, I think it's like they're maybe afraid that's maybe like Maxwell Lord and like Orm in those movies, like maybe the studio was afraid that those villains couldn't do good enough, which is why I think Shazam did it best. They didn't like force Black Manta, not Black Manta, Black Adam in. Yeah, they didn't like force him in, aside from like one reference. It's like why I think that movie worked semi well, but yeah, and I think it's like they didn't believe in the villains in that movie, in those movies, which is an issue in itself, because if Cheetah was like the only villain,
a lot of the screen time that went to Maxwell Lord was just gone to her in terms of development.
it's like it's not a problem to have a basically a lesser known villain. And it's like not like Maxwell Lord is a complete loser, but he's not like on the Cheetah levels of like basically her arch nemesis. Yeah, it's like if one of these people were the villain, it would have been like one of them had the whole screen time of a villain. Like they both.
Like what also annoys me though is the fact that like Rating said, Cheetah is like the arch enemy of Wonder Woman, because besides her whole hatred for Wonder Woman, the relationship goes for a goddamn long time, but the ferocity of Cheetah, like that fight, like that CGI nightmare fight, was so bad, because the way it should have been like a Like that fight should have probably been like a 20-minute fight. Like 20 minutes of the movie should have just been fighting, and it should have been like a high diff fight where Wonder Woman was like. But that's just the fight part. But the other thing I want to bring up is the fact that Maxwell Lord just somehow became the main villain. He's not that well known of a villain, and it's like yeah. Go.
Yeah, so basically, I don't have a problem with Maxwell Lord being a villain. I don't want every, like, for example, Batman movie to have Joker in this, or like I don't want every Superman movie to have Lex Luthor. What can I say? Lex Luthor in it. But what they did was like they marketed the movie with Cheetah, and it's like I think in the trailer we see Maxwell Lord once in the TV, and like that's it, and the focus is more on Cheetah, but he ends up being the main villain, which is like a bit misleading if you ask me. It's not like a huge issue, but it just seems like they forced Cheetah in there, and I think Kristen Wiig could have done a better job, a great job if it was a better script.
Like,
yeah, that's my biggest problem with Cheetah.
My biggest problem though is the fact. Wait, go. Wait, what are you saying?
Also, one other thing. I don't know if you guys know Nando in movies. I think it was him that said, "What if the final battle like took place in the museum, where it's like a zoo? It's like a fake jungle zoo area. It's like, and Cheetah is there, and it would have been really great to see visually, but they just chose a dark, random, like outside area. It's like really boring, and it's like not a story issue, but it's just not as pleasing to look at. Which is why I don't think the CGI was finished. They still have like the CGI, it looks bad, so they just covered it in a nighttime. That's my theory. But yeah, let's talk about Maxwell Lord himself.
Wait, hold on. There's one thing I want to say. But the way Maxwell Lord became the main villain and overshadowed Cheetah was horrible. Like, how do you here's the thing. If you market the movie for Cheetah to be the main bad guy, and you have someone else be the main bad guy, and they overshadow Cheetah, who's supposed to be the arch enemy, that's so bad. It's almost as if you market a Batman movie where the main villain is supposed to be Joker, but he gets overshadowed by Zaz, for example.
Yeah.
Like that's exactly what they did. And that pisses me off, man. I was like, what are they smoking? Because, again,
Go ahead.
If they were to normally, there are a bunch of villains, of course. There are a bunch of villains, but the interactions with each other, how it's gets bigger, how they interact. Like Batman is a perfect example of how Joker interacts with Two-Face and Penguin and those cats. Like, you can see the interaction, chemistry. It's not to say that Joker's the main bad guy of that particular movie or anything like that, but it kind of just shows the chemistry and the overall world building. And I felt like that only works if these villains have been established beforehand, and then you bring them together. Wonder Woman did not do that. That did not happen. They're just two separate beings. They're barely interacting. It's just literally the only reason they interact is just for the plot.
My theory when I saw the trailer was that maybe Maxwell Lord is because we see him very well, he's the corrupt businessman that's the quote unquote real villain, while Cheetah is the basically the victim who we think is the villain, kind of like how in for example the Heart of Ice episode in Batman the animated series, the main villain isn't really Mr. Freeze. It's
right.
the guy. That was what I thought was going to happen, but it didn't.
Yeah, no. The quality just can't compare.
and that would have been a better plot if you ask me. It's like Maxwell Lord is like this side villain who's actually the quote-unquote real bad guy, but Sheila is the literal monster, but she's not a bad person. That would have been much more interesting, in my opinion.
That would have been.
And let's talk about Lord himself.
Yes,
I think
yes.
I think I like the.
Can I get us started with Maxwell Lord?
Yeah, go.
So the thing with Maxwell Lord is that it's blatantly obvious the political undertones and like characterization of Maxwell Lord. Like he's a complete caricature of like contemporary political figures, and it was just way too. It was way too heavy-handed. It was way too heavy-handed and like obvious for me to care. Like,
but
wait, so sorry, I didn't mean to cut anyone up. Were you saying something, Radin?
Right.
You said go ahead.
Oh, okay. No, but yeah, it was they hit you over the head with the political commentary, and I just didn't appreciate that. They were not trying to be subtle in any way. They built a literal wall.
Why did you build a wall? I forgot.
For the quotes, life is good, but it can be better. I uploaded that shit on YouTube, and it got like, I think it was the day the movie came out. I downloaded that part and uploaded it on YouTube, and I think it got like 7,000 views. I can thank Maxwell Lord for that. That's.
I remember because I commented on that video saying it was bad and it could be way better. I remember that.
Yeah, I pinned it because you're absolutely right.
Yeah, like.
I am, and it's like he. So let's talk about the kid, his son. So you see the kid once, and it's like, you see him and it's like, oh, Maxwell Lord isn't a bad person, he's just doing this for his kid. That's what it comes across as. But you only see him once, and he's gone, and until the end of the movie where he suddenly appears again, and it's like Max basically changes his mind and goes for his son, despite the fact that he didn't like. He shared like one scene with him, which is really sorry for that. Which is just the kid is a. Let me close this. Yeah, the kid is basically a plot device. It's not like an actual character that's or like something that furthers Maxwell Lord's basically goals. Is just something so he can change his mind at the last second and get a redemption. What are your thoughts on Maxwell Lord? Anna? I don't think he was awful. Like
I don't think he was bad. Like I said, my only issue is that he overshadowed Chica, but overall he wasn't bad. It's just the end got kind of crazy.
I loved how like how over the top like Pedro Pascal played him. It was like, oh.
I think he knew the movie was bad.
His performance was great.
It's so cheesy. That's like self-aware, and I kind of love that. It's like very Superman 1978. And that doesn't excuse that he's still not a good villain in terms of the writing. Yeah, that's I think all the issues I had with the movie. That's like, that's my notes. Everything I said. I think I went over them all.
I mean, I had one more thing, but it's sort of a throwaway thing.
Go ahead.
I wanted to talk about how like the first 5 minutes of the movie are just like kind of like for fun. They're really fun though. that whole sequence is really fun.
What's the
all you
point of that?
all you get from that is the armor. Like it introduces the armor, which they use later in.
Let's go over the armor. The armor is basically, that's another issue as well. What happens unless again in the third movie they do something with like, and Linda Carter was at the end, which I think was like a cool, which I think was interesting. But the armor, why doesn't she bring it up or use it in the later movies? Which is again a problem with prequels as a whole. But yeah, that's another thing. And the first 5 minutes is like, I was like, okay, it's a little 2 minutes, basically credits thing where she like cheats and she gets like basically yelled at for, and basically that sets up her arc. But it goes on for like I think 10 minutes. It's like, stop already.
I mean, I know why they had it for like a logistically. I know why they had it. It was because I think the actresses who play the Amazonians need to be in the movie because they're contracted to be, but like no one knew how to write them in.
Yeah, and again, I wouldn't mind it if it was just a credit sequence where it sets up her like arc in terms of not cheating, and then like 2 minutes. That's so long and boring. It's like, it's the same movie. I remember we were like, I think it was in a car, and we were taking a trip to like another city, the car, and I was watching it. I think it was like as long as the movie, and I fell asleep during it. I think 3 times. The car. And it's just, that's saying something, because in the third act where you're already like 2 hours in, and it's like a guy giving exposition about this satellite thing, or whatever it was, this island, or I don't remember what the third act thing was, the TVs. But yeah, that shows that the screenplay just needed a few more drafts to fix those issues. Anything else? I think
one thing I do want to note, this is going to be very controversial. Well, not in terms of controversial, it's more like very, this might start some wars on the chat if things go south, which is one of the reasons I'm going to make this mature. But something that does not make sense to me is that, like, you know how, like, they both were, like, walking in the whatever party they were in? I swear to God, I'm going to understand why every single guy was just checking them out. Like, is this real? Is this real life?
None of it is real. It's just like,
it's just every single one. Like, wow, look at you. Hey, how's it going? Hey, how's it? Hello? Some self-respect. Like, what is this?
Did the stone basically? The only way I can think is like the stone is a plot device that affected like these people's minds into looking at her because she wanted to be seen.
Like, here's the thing. Like, here's the thing. You know, little big Chia where she's in the dark alley somewhere and then she's getting like attacked by that dude. Okay, fine. I would say that's more believable because that was like a dark alley. But if you're in a party in public, yeah, like if you're in a party in public and it's like a bunch of guys just like, hey, how's it going, blah blah blah, and this is not like one of those like club parties. It's one of those like high, rich, sophisticated parties from the looks of things. I mean, I could be wrong. They all doing that, like, what is this?
I think
it's the magical BS of the stone.
Yeah, the stone affected their minds into like being attracted to her. That's like the only way I can see it because that's what she wanted. But
it wasn't just Chia. It was also Wonder Woman.
Oh, okay.
It was both of them. That's why I'm going to saying.
Gal Gadot. I mean, but anyways, yeah, well, I get what you're saying.
Like it's weird.
The movie just really exaggerates it because I think some of it was intentionally like very over the top, but still. And I want to talk about something else, but I forgot. Because I don't know what.
I mean, those are really all the points I had. So it's like up to you guys if you guys have any more points you want to add.
I don't think I have any more points aside from yeah. That's to conclude. It's like a movie that I can have fun watching if I turn my brain off, and like just I'll probably like fall asleep like 5 times. But
Five.
It's fun, mindless entertainment, but I would fast forward through like an hour of it.
Yeah, this movie is like so goddamn long. Right? Wasn't it like 2 hours and
2.5 hours?
Like goddamn.
I mean, like watch a good movie that's like Zodiac. That's like I think 3 hours. The director's cut of it. It's like 3 hours, but it's paced and written so well that it's like you never look at the clock because it's just that engaging. And this movie doesn't have that, so it feels even longer. If you get what I'm saying.
Yeah. Let's go into the rings real fast. Let's go. What's your guys' stocks?
What? I think you cut out for a second.
Yeah, what's your guys' stocks overall? Like, what would you rate it?
Yeah, that's what I said. It's mindless entertainment, like Parzival said. But as a whole, as a movie, I don't think it's barely like 4 or 5 out of 10. I kind of like the except like the final battle. I kind of like how it looked, and
I think not. The wing scene at the very end made me laugh.
Which one?
You know, like how like Maxwell Lowe was like saying his web of lines, and there's like a bunch of wind coming out, and then Gal Gadot was trying to just like walk past and just get through. That made me laugh so much.
Yeah, that's acting. I think in this between all, I don't think she was like horrible, but between all DC movies, this one I think was the weakest one of all.
I don't think it was like the actors or like really at this point. It's really just
so bad.
It was really just the writing.
The line that everyone memes is like, "Max Lord, I need you to give me the stone." It's like, I don't think it's completely the acting. It's just they couldn't. I think the actors did all right with what they had.
Yeah.
Scripts. Yeah, and I kind of like the music. I don't know if it's the original score and they pull some 80s stuff. Yeah, that's all the positives I have. And I already went through the negatives. So, you guys can give your closing thoughts too.
You go first, Parzival.
I mean, like I said before, it's not definitely for me. It's not the worst DCEU movie, but it's definitely on the
because all of them, aside from Shazam, are bad. Like
it's on the lower end, but I do have a soft spot for like the moments. If I can forget about like the whole way he came about, I do still like the relationship that they show between Steve Trevor and Diana. I thought it was still really.
Also, there's like this quick fix. If they had Steve basically come back as himself, like his body got like regenerated, like how people like came
that's
back.
That's all you needed. But
like part where they stole the invisible jet, or like the jet and turned it invisible. It's like
that was awesome.
I disagree. I'll tell you why. One, she pulled that ability that she never uses in like stuff like Justice League or Batman v Superman, even though it's really like helpful. That's one. Second one, why didn't because Steve was like controlling this random dude, right? Why didn't he use his basically passport? Didn't he have one? If it was the actual Steve, it would make sense. But this is this guy, and the guy didn't even have a name. Random poor guy.
Random poor guy off the street, man.
Random poor guy. I wonder if he actually had a job or a family that he had to go to. It's
oh no, what was the time frame of the movie, in terms of how many days it took place over? You guys
I'm not
know?
Sure.
Say it was a week. This guy was just away from his family and caves and work and everything like that for 1 week. Not answering his calls. They contacted the police. The police couldn't find this man. What?
It's it's when you're asleep and you don't remember the 8 hours you're sleeping. Did he just not remember when he was being controlled?
I guess.
I mean,
anyways, my closing statement. It was horrible. One of the worst DCEU movies I have ever seen. It might. I would still say the Suicide Squad is the worst. Now I have to think about it. Now I was thinking about Justice League. Anyways, bottom tier. Let's make it easier. Bottom tier, easily. I would say high tier right now is only Shazam. Mid tier is Wonder Woman 1 and Aquaman. And everything else is bottom tier.
Okay, I would say my ranking from worst.
Why do you guys hate Man of Steel so much? Man of Steel's not that bad.
I forgot about Man of Steel. Okay, Man of Steel is between bottom and mid.
Man of Steel is a good movie, but it's not a good Superman movie. That's the best way I can put it.
It doesn't
take it.
If you want the grandfather classic Superman, it's horrible.
Yeah, I don't think Zack Snyder had an interest in doing that Superman. It's alright because that's his view of the character and just not my thing.
I think I'm just biased because it was my first Superman movie.
I remember watching it as a kid, or not as a kid, because I'm 17 now, and I was 10 at the time when it came out. And I was bored at the beginning because it's the first 2 acts is really character driven and the third act is just punching. It's the pacing in that is a bit off for me. But yeah, my ranking, I think it goes Suicide Squad, Justice League, Aquaman, Wonder Woman 1984, BVS, Man of Steel, and Wonder Woman 1 and Shazam. Oh, and Birds of Prey, I think it was between.
Oh yeah, I never saw that movie.
Oh, you didn't get to see it?
One of the bad ones, I think.
I ain't see Birds of Prey, but I heard it was bad or something like that.
It's really
it's lower tier.
It's not as good as Shazam or
Is it better than this movie?
Yeah.
No way.
I'd say so. I like them more. I don't know. I really like Margot Robbie as Harley Quinn.
I think Birds of Prey had okay characters. Looked pretty good visually. It had good action and the actors is great. But yeah, this movie didn't have really aside from the acting. Yeah, that's my thoughts on it.
Alright, so any other thoughts you guys have?
I think for the next movie, they should just. At this point, I don't even know what they can do.
Don't bring Steve Trevor back. Do that, please. Just don't.
Yeah, that's because already it was not a good premise. But if they do that arc again of her having to let go, it's just
that's stupid.
I hope they don't do that, and I just think they should flashpoint it, man. They should just
just keep him back.
Yeah.
Yes,
Everybody's just waiting on Flashpoint to fix everything.
Yeah, it's like they already have Matt Reeves as Batman, which looks amazing. And in my opinion, some people want it to be standalone, but I just think they should just restart the universe with that movie and then keep the good stuff like Shazam and erase the bad stuff. That's the best.
Like I feel like what they should kind of do right now is just when they decide which heroes they want, right? Like which heroes they want to show up, like as the basic foundation, give those guys their solo movies and then do the Flashpoint, and then change whatever the hell you want.
Yeah, and this movie made me like Zack Snyder's movies more. It's like it did the impossible.
Yo, Zack Snyder having some credit.
Yeah, I've had a change of mind. Batman v Superman is like mediocre. Man of Steel is good. But yeah, I really hope his Justice League causes good, because it's like people have been waiting for it since like I think 3 years ago or 4 years ago. It doesn't disappoint. It looks promising though. It looks pretty good.
I'm gonna have to check that out.
Yeah, I think there's just like one trailer out. The only bad thing about it so far is actually there are two bad things. They kept Amber Heard, which is like that's the whole thing. Let's not get into that. And I think the Dark Side and Steppenwolf don't look that good. That's the only two problems I have with. But aside from that, like Batman looks good, Superman looks great in that black suit, and yeah, and like Flash doesn't seem like a joke anymore. It seems like he's going to have an actual character. But we'll see.
Yeah, we'll see. Okay, so I think that's it, right? Everyone said their points. I have no points. Parzival, you done? You got any points?
Yep.
Alright.
I'm good to do closing.
Alright, so this is where we like to end this podcast right here. So again, I want to give a big shout out to Parzival and Reagan for joining me on this podcast video. Be goddamn sure to follow Reagan on all of his social medias. Follow him on Twitch, of course. Follow him on YouTube. He's planning to make another video. And be for goddamn sure to follow him on Twitter as well. He's really big on Twitter, so we're not really big, but it's big, really big. Compared to me, very big. Be sure to follow him on Twitter.
I really need to give you a shout out because you deserve it. But yeah, make sure to follow me on all that. Yeah, thanks.
And be sure to follow me on on the usual social medias, like Twitch, Twitter, Instagram, my main YouTube channel, my live reaction YouTube channel that I've been slacking on. I really have been slacking on it though.
Gear, man.
I know. I really have been slacking on it. I know. I really gotta get back on that. Because it's not my main channel, so like I like push that aside sometimes. So like I'm really slacking on it. I'm really slacking on it. But anyways, yeah, so be sure to follow me on all the social medias. Be sure to follow me on all his social medias. All the links will be in the description below. Be sure to comment down below what you guys' thoughts on Wonder Woman 1984. And I'm pretty sure everyone is going to say the word trash. So there's no question about that. Be sure to...
I know people don't like it, which is fine, but I think the majority didn't like it.
Yeah.
Ratings. Yeah.
I think on Rotten Tomatoes is like really low score.
Yeah, I don't think Rotten Tomatoes is like matters in terms of like quality, but
I mean, yeah.
Yeah.
There are times, yeah, I know. Hey.
It's like I think I'm not sure, but I think Black Panther has a higher score than The Dark Knight. I really have to recheck that.
But it depends on what you're looking at.
Yeah, but that's
That car. That car.
I don't know. Yeah, that's the stream.
Alright, yeah, so I'm going.
Good job, dude. As well too.
Yeah. Yeah, shout out to Parzival as well. All you guys.
Thanks for having me as always.
Be sure to follow me on all the social medias. Comment down below your thoughts of Wonder Woman 1984. Give this video a like, I really appreciate it. Subscribe for more future content. Hit that bell icon notification to be notified for future announcements. Stay cool, guys. Stay cool.